Second Chronicles 10:12 through 14. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day, as the king answered, saying, "Come to me again the third day." So they told him, "You be easier on us than your father, or we're going to reject you as king. You have 3 days to decide this." And so after 3 days, him seeking counsel, both between wise men and his peers, um, we see no point of him praying at this time at all. Um, they come back. The king answered them roughly, which means he's very harsh, he's angry, he's kind of showing his dominance as king, which is not a good sign. This is the exact opposite of a king the people told him they wanted. But at this point, he's probably thinking, if they do revolt, I'm going to take them and force them to be my subjects. And God could have this attitude with us, but He'd rather us genuinely serve Him out of a true devotion and love. So He deals with us kindly. Now, those who reject Him will deal with His roughness and wrath at judgment. And the king Rehoboam abandoned the counsel of the old men. The old men told him, "Listen to them, and they'll honor you as king." The old men saw no need for him to be harsh or anything. There's no advantage to it. And spoke to them after the counsel of the young men, his peers, saying, "My father made a heavy yoke heavy, but I will add to it." Which, again, no cause for this. This is just upsetting his people, and now it's calling their hand to where, okay, we told him we would reject him as king, so now either we reject him or we go back on what we said. "My father chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions." Whips were used for slaves. Scorpions, I mean, it's just like punishment, agonizing. It's ridiculous form of torture. What he's trying to do to win these people over is he's looking at himself as king. Well, my might, my might, my might. And too many times when we think of that, we get into a place of craziness where we do not think clearly. And he clearly was at this point, but God used this. God allowed this. It was meant to be. But thankfully, God, who could do this, doesn't do this to us. He instead brought Christ to die to redeem us. And when we come to redemption in Christ through faith, we don't have to suffer. But for those who do reject Him, they'll one day face a wrath this world's never seen, because it will be straight from God, the maker of everything.